Hey, what's going on, everybody? Icy Cat here. Health in Rainbow Six. How does it work? How is it different from older games in the series? Let's go in depth on the good, the bad, and the ugly with health mechanics in Rainbow Six Siege. Rainbow Six has always been a pretty lethal and unforgiving series when it comes to health. One hit could often enough kill your character. If you were lucky, you might be only wounded, causing you to move more slowly and have your accuracy heavily reduced, but another hit would put you down for good. Then console ports came along, and things changed a little bit. In Rainbow Six 3, the Xbox console port from the PC version of Raven Shield, you saw the introduction of a few little health bars in the lower corner. That was new. More generous health would become a staple going forward for future console versions. Later on, we saw the concept of regenerating health in entries like the Vegas series. You could be near death, go behind some cover to wait it out, and be good to go again. As long as you could safely get clear of the incoming fire in some way, and give yourself enough time, you'd be alright. Now that Rainbow Six Siege is coming along, how are they going to do things? Well, for the first time we have what seems to be a hit point system in place. As you can see at the bottom of the screen is a 100-point indicator of your health. One of the operators, Rook, has a deployable armor satchel where your team can pick up armored assault vests. This will turn your hit point icon green and provides additional protection before chewing into the hit point pool. Ubisoft tells us that in the alpha, the player could sustain about 3 hits to the chest or 1 hit to the head. They've since introduced an armor system for light, medium, and heavy armor. Heavier armor classes allow you to sustain a bit more damage before going down, at the expense of mobility. Fortunately, there's no health regeneration anywhere in sight. What we have instead, though, are revives. When the player goes down, they can be revived if another player can get to them in time. When they come back, they have 50% of their health. The down player can choose to move around to take themselves out of the line of fire, or drag themselves closer to help. This comes at the expense of bleeding out at a faster rate before you die. If you choose to sit still and not move, you can hold your wound and bleed out at a slower rate, lasting longer until a teammate can revive you, but you might still be in harm's way by staying put. In the alpha, you can be revived an unlimited amount of times, as long as somebody got to you before you bled out completely. Based on player feedback, they scaled this back to a couple of revives as a limit. Personally, I think a single revive is more prudent. When you come back, I'd also like to see reduced movement speed and reduced accuracy as a result of the wounding, just like we had in the core original Rainbow games. The newest info that relates to healing comes from a new defensive operator named Doc. Though I've seen some screenshots of this new operator, I don't have any I can display here. But Doc is a heavy armor character, and his special ability is to revive teammates from a distance using a hypodermic dart gun. He can also shoot himself when downed to revive himself as well. Now just stop and think about that for a second. Ranged medicine? Really? Recover from the guy that just shot you by getting shot by this other guy instead, but it's okay because he's shooting medicine bullets. No? I've got some mixed feelings about the operator system, and some of the operators in particular, but this one takes the cake for me. I think a medic-based character would have been a great addition if they had done things a little differently. Here's how I would have preferred to see a medic operator. First off, no hypodermic dart gun. Instead, this character would do significantly faster revives. Also, 1 additional revive allowed by this operator past the limit. There would be 2 revives instead of the limit of 1 because I would have limited it to a single revive as default if it were up to me. When revived, the teammate would have 75% health as opposed to the 50% health they currently return with. Since I would implement wounding upon revive as a default, there would also be a lesser wounding effect when revived by the medic. This character would also be able to restore a completely dead teammate using some electric paddles or something as long as he got to him within a certain time limit. Also, this character would be lightly armored, not heavy, so as to make him more mobile to help the fallen teammates in need. This would create a truly useful medic operator, not some silly magic medicine bullet fantasy operator. By going to a hit point based system, coupled with varying degrees of armor protection, they've managed to solve the health regeneration problem that's plagued the last few Rainbow titles by finding a compromise between the unforgiving lethality of the original titles and at least a little bit more survivability. Though granted, it's not that much more when the bullets are flying. Revives are okay, but keeping them to a single instance and adding wounding effects would be a good adjustment to see. That new operator, Doc, though, what's your opinion? Is Dock 2 unbalanced? Do you prefer the regenerating health system, the original system, or do you like what Siege has implemented with hit points and armor values? What do you think about the revive mechanics? Leave a comment below, or come join us on the forum or subreddit and let your voice be heard. To stay up to date on all the latest with Rainbow Six Siege in depth, make sure to like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, we'll catch you next time.